Bang. And we are live for the second time in 2 weeks. I love it. Who's up in here already? I already see there's a couple viewers. I just threw this thing up like 10 minutes ago, so welcome aboard. How's everybody's Saturday evening going? Let me know. Let's kick some music on, why don't we? While we're getting things going here. Is anybody watching UFC tonight? There we go. What up, clown? I'm alive, dude. I am alive. You're alive too, as I see. How are things going? Luke! You guys wanted a piece. Luke, I think you said you missed the last one. Clown, I didn't see you there. You're here? We got everybody back, baby. We're getting the steam rolling again. Why is that? It's because I feel like veganism got a little steam again. We need to come back and beat it right back down. There's no sound? You're lying. What up, Gypsy? I've got the thing kicked down to very low latency, so I should be able to see you guys typing away in real time. You know how we do it around here. Gotta have the responses ready. Eco Steve, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see everybody on such short notice. I just threw this up like 15 minutes ago. 2 Saturdays in a row. I'm not going to be boozing this whole time. Although I did think about getting some Tito's vodka, pouring it up a little bit. You've missed nothing. I went live 2 minutes ago. You're right on time. I appreciate that. Clown, I did a stream last Saturday. I was going for 3 hours and 45 minutes. 3 hours and 45 minutes. I was drinking the whole time, hanging out. And it was a good time. Had a lot of people in here, actually. 40 to 50 people. Concurrent at all times. They said they wanted to see some interviews again. I was on Primal Edge Health stream today. Tristan was on there for about an hour today. Very good. Luke says that he's a working man now. And he's almost graduating. So you're graduating college or you're graduating high school? Because your boy has been working since he was 16. There's actually, I don't even know if they do this anymore in high school, but we had a class that was called Work Experience. And you basically got a free period off of school to go work. And so you just had to show up once a week to like fill in your hours or whatever. And you just had to have a part-time job. And then you actually got time out of school. Do they even do that anymore in high school? I feel like that's something they wouldn't do anymore. What's going on, Heather Parker and Anik? I am back, Anik. I'm back. I'm building up some steam here. We're seeing what the vibe's like out here on YouTube these days, because you know a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed with you guys, I'm sure. A lot of things have changed with me as well. And YouTube has changed, certainly. The political climate has changed. Some of the feelings I had about YouTube before I stopped doing videos are even worse now. So YouTube's a rough environment to do stuff like this. Because if you're seen as like hate speech or anything like that, they can just take everything away from you in an instant. So you have to be very careful. I've always been careful about what I said on YouTube. I never really wanted to like just go brazenly attacking people. That's why I always prefer to just have like a discussion, have people on. Bobby's perspective, Drew. What's up, man? How you doing? I popped into your stream for a couple minutes today, but I ended up leaving, and then I was actually on Tristan's stream. If you want to come on the stream anytime tonight, let me know. I'm just waiting for UFC to start. 7 p.m., 3 hours. Let me know your picks, guys. Who are your picks tonight? Who's watching? Gypsy asked how's SoCal in October. They left SoCal in October, and how's California going? SoCal is it's actually raining today, but the weather's been phenomenal. I've been golfing a lot, tons of golf, and overall it's the same thing as the last couple of years. Obviously much worse now because of the whole virus thing. Some cities are actually cracking down now. Like one of the city I go golfing in all the time, Santa Ana here in Orange County, I saw that they have signs on the street now that say that masks are required everywhere in public, which that's new. I haven't seen any city ordinance about that anywhere. And yeah, S. Marcus says hate speech can be anything these days. You're absolutely right. Whatever some crybaby wants to label as hate speech. Bobby, too late for me? No problem, Bobby. Bobby, I told them all last time that anytime I had you on my channel, it was an instant demonetization. You and I cannot make streams and have a monetized stream. Not that that matters. I'll still do a stream anyway all day, no matter what. Even if it doesn't get monetized. But the people come out of the woodworks for you. I think your voice is in the algorithm to just immediately block it. Like, there's no way your videos are getting monetized over there. I'm sure of that. Dragon Chuck is eating hot dogs, but vegan. Awesome. What kind of hot dogs you eating over there? I've tried them all. I have a taste test video on Megan Elizabeth's channel. If you go watch that from my last couple months in Hawaii, we did a taste test video eating 4 or 5 different hot dogs. Actually, a really funny video. That was very end of days of veganism for me. I had maybe another month in me. We tried all these shitty vegan hot dogs. We had all these hot dogs. They just taste like dried up. I don't want to say cardboard, but cork. Is that a good word for this? It's just kind of dry, chewy cork. It just tasted like corn tortilla mashed together. Not very good. The only way you could save them was with the sauce. You know, you have to put all kinds of sauces all over it to just make it edible. Terrible. The fights tonight are UFC. We got Conor McGregor fighting Dustin Poirier. And yes, I agree, Bobby. I'm with Conor all the way on this one. I do like Dustin though. He's a great fighter. But I think Conor's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a display. I think people are just gonna see Conor tonight and be like, "You're the top of the game once again." I have a feeling about this. The bigot, Bobby. No money for Bobby. I'm so sorry. Dragon. The tofu dogs. They had one called Tofu Pups. And I always thought that was just funny. They don't want to call them hot dogs. They call them tofu pups. So it's you make the vegan food, and rather than just calling them hot dogs, you call them the puppies. Now you're eating plant puppies. Just an even worse visual. Tofu's such garbage. What up, Caleb? Hey, Drew Morg. News saying that meat and dairy industry is going low and vegan products are getting higher. What's the thought on that? Well, I follow the markets a lot, and maybe we'll get into that tonight. But that's been the trend for a while, believe it or not. You know, the stupid thing is about the whole vegan thing is that people kind of joined veganism in the beginning. 2014, I remember getting into it. And it was a rogue concept to be vegan at that time. It was all new. People didn't really know about it. People were not supportive of it. It was not mainstream whatsoever. And then the whole time I was vegan, I was sitting there bitching the whole time. God, why can't they just have a vegan option here? Why can't they have a vegan option here? And then sure enough, they start adding it to the menu. And I'm like, oh, wow, the world is changing. We're doing such good for the world, guys. And then I realize how horrible the diet is. It doesn't work long term. And then I leave and I'm like, oh God, thank God I get to go back to the real world, regular people eating regular stuff at restaurants. And then now it's half the menu is vegan stuff. And I wonder where that came from, because it wasn't a market push from the demand side. That stuff all came onto the market without any real demand to begin with. So that demand, even if that demand is there now, it is not a genuine demand. It's manufactured artificial supply being thrown out there, and then people are now sort of grabbing onto it or whatever. But I feel like it's subsidized, or there's some crazy agenda behind it, to be honest with you. When have you ever gone to the store and seen Beyond Meat products sold out, or even anywhere near empty shelves? Even during this whole pandemic, sometimes you go to the store. I went to the store the other day and I went down the bread aisle, and you have like a section of some bread. There's a section next to it just completely missing. The shelf is completely empty. And then you go on to the meat. You know, sometimes the meat's a little scattered, but Beyond Meat, always in stock. Impossible Burger, always in stock. No problem. I'm sure the vegans are just so happy. Potatoes, always in stock. Although I have seen rice a little bit low. So I hope that answers your question. Gypsy says, masks are required outside here too in upstate New York, but it's not enforced, and they're mostly chilling on the family's estate. Learning how to hunt and preserve food. That's tight. Yeah, being on the family's estate, that sounds pretty nice. I need an estate myself. Heather says, someone needs to rescue Ryan Sutter from veganism. It's killing him and he doesn't know it. Who's Ryan Sutter? Who is this person? Should I find this? Ryan Sutter, Trista Sutter, University of Boulder. Who is that? Is that a famous person? Well, he's been doing it since 2010, whoever this is. What's the thought on John Venus? He went vegan and he's saying that he's attacking him. He couldn't handle the stuff. Who was attacking him? Vegans? Of course they were. But yeah, I saw that he went off veganism. I hit up John and I said, you know, congratulations. Like, you know, welcome, basically welcome to the club. This was a while ago when he did do that. And I even commented on his videos, and I think he even liked the comment, and other people agreed with it. His wife was like glowing, like so happy in these videos. And I told him, like, I made a comment that, you know, your wife, this is the happiest I've seen her in years. And I really mean that. And then other people liked the comment as well. And sure enough, he's back to veganism. I wonder why. It's one of the only people I've seen actually go back to veganism. That's really strange to me. Yeah, I wonder why he's doing that. Dragon, you know all the lines, man. You can get all your protein from seaweed and cucumbers. Meat will take over soon. Plant industry is not sustainable. That's right. That is actually accurate. You're not trolling on that one. S. Marcus did veganism 1 year. 1 year, became sick, gained weight, and became chronically ill, killed your immune system. So I have some interesting thoughts about the immune system, and I would like to share them with you guys, to be honest with you, because these are things that I don't hear people making connections with very often in regards specifically to your overall immune system. I think the immune system basically runs off of energy. And so that sounds like a very vague concept, but let me explain here. If you're talking about overall immune system, sleep is number one, and amount of intake of food. If you're having a pretty decently calorically dense food. So I think even plants can do you all right if you're eating like a lot of fruit and sugar calories and stuff like that. But you know, I feel like when people do the fasting and then they kind of get sick after fasting for 5-6 days, it's because their body's actually not giving them the energy they need. And then they feel like it's detox, but actually it's just the fact that their immune system has crashed and they're not really getting enough energy into the system because their body's probably not used to breaking down fat for sustainment. So I think people get things confused there. Because I can tell you, my immune system was very strong in the early days of veganism because I was eating a lot of sugar calories and I was eating a lot of calories in general. And so when you're doing that and you're living a pretty healthy lifestyle, otherwise, you're probably going to have a pretty strong immune system. It doesn't mean that you can get away from having a horrible digestion and stuff like that, though. No way. You live in Finland, one of the countries where most meat is eaten. Meat is not going anywhere. Very few vegans. Yeah, but that's one small country, and you guys are remote. Here it's pretty popular to be vegan. It's put it this way: it's so popular to be vegan here and in SoCal that people identify as a vegan and brag about being vegan that aren't actually really vegan, like models in LA, celebrities. These people are not actually vegan. And I know some personally that would always dabble in, you know, if a cheese pizza came their way in the middle of the night, or, you know, if some sort of drink was handed to them, they would go ahead and drink that if it had milk in it, or, you know, Kahlua. They weren't real vegans. They weren't really about that. They were more like 98% vegan. Oh, and then, you know, you'd hear them trying to order makeup and bitching at the person at the counter because the makeup isn't 100% cruelty free. And it's like, you eat animal food sometimes. Like, what are you talking about? Not that I agree with animal testing, but it's like, at least try and be consistent. Drew, go to Harry Sarpano's stream right now and say hi. Let's see. What's all Harry doing? I think I saw that he was streaming before. Wow. 32 watching over there. Impressive. Is my
it's easier that way because you can actually buy cheaper grass-fed meat.
He's doing his thing over there. That's cool. Well, if you bug him and he wants to get live with me, he's more than welcome to. He's been a person in all the streams for a long time. I didn't know he was going for it like that. Very cool. It's all about virtue signaling, Marcus. You got that right. It's like everybody's trying to one-up each other. Tommy Kelly was in Primal Edge Health stream today, and he was talking about how people are in his vegan groups that he made on Facebook. He actually founded them. He said that people are just destroying each other in those groups. The vegans are just attacking each other. Like who can be more virtuous? Who can be more right? Who can be more vegan? Who can break into more animal sanctuaries? Who can be louder about their advocation and their advocacy of veganism? And the other guy that was on Tristan's show today too, he said that he interacted with Joey Carbstrong, and Joey Carbstrong would tell him that unless you were being very vocal and open and sort of like harassing about your veganism to other people, then you're not doing it correctly. So it extends past what you eat and what you don't buy with your money. It also extends into, you need to also be a radical vegan. You can it's not good enough to just be vegan by yourself in your house and just live the vegan lifestyle. You must be radicalized. What does Harry talk about? I'm seeing he's talking about like meat products and stuff like that. What's up, Honest? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, old times. You know, do you guys like the ex-vegan content? Because I know Bobby's talked about it a lot. He doesn't really like covering ex-vegan content as much anymore. And, you know, when I was doing my streams, I was hyped on interviewing the people that I got onto the stream. And I loved taking their information, getting their information out to you guys, and doing that whole process. But once I interviewed like a certain amount of people, I kind of was like, maybe I don't have anybody else I really want to interview so badly. You know? I mean, I could have Durin Rider on forever and ever and do debates with people. You know, he's always down for that. He was hitting me up months afterwards, actually, trying to get some stuff together. I was like, I am not doing YouTube ever again. And here I am. What's up, Tanks? Marcus, you haven't watched streams in a while. How much carnivore you eat these days? Still 95%. I'm assuming you're talking about me. I would say I'm less than 95%. That's for sure. Harry has a carnivore focus. He welcomes everyone, goes over diet, nutrition, lifestyle, nutrient optimizations, strategies to solve health problems, and much more. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so that's kind of stuff I was going to get into tonight as well, because I feel like after you've been doing what I've been doing for 2 years now, I've now been out of veganism for 2 years and 3 or 4 months. So I've played around with all of the meat solutions now: carnivore, keto, fasting, OMAD, TUMAD, dairy. I've eaten all the meat stuff. I was on a fish kick for a while. I basically stopped eating fish. Now there's a lot of science out there talking about how omega-3s are actually bad for you. A lot has changed actually in the past couple of years. And I disconnected for months away from all the food stuff. I didn't really care. I was like, all right, I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what works for me. I didn't work out for a while, like I said earlier. And then I actually came back to working out recently. And so I knew I was going to have to kick my food back into gear. And that's kind of what made me want to come back to YouTube because, when you have new information, you want to share it. And it's different than what I was doing before. So I do want to share that at some point and get people kind of clued in. And that's, the title of this is fasting, stopping fasting. And I think that's key to the conversation tonight. Harry talks about nutrition science-y. Okay. Yeah. This has never been a science channel. You guys know that. We've been more about experience sharing, real world knowledge, real world experience. Science is great, but if you can't actually implement it, what good is it? The best athletes in the world with the highest performance in the world don't fast. They're not vegan, that's for damn sure. Although Bart told me the other day that the best athletes right now are doing carnivore. And I told him I need more information on that. And I'm not disagreeing with that. And it's not that I don't think it's possible, but from my experience trying carnivore, you eat so little food. It's very hard to maintain a high drive. But I will say that eating more often makes you a little bit more sleepy too. It makes you a little more tired as well. You have to factor it all in. It's such a balance to get performance and diet right for your goals, depending on what you want to do. Yeah, Marcus, interested in hearing more about fasting and getting strength. We'll talk about that for sure right now. Caleb says, hey, Drew Morg, be vegan for short term. I mean, for 1 month, can people do that? Are you telling me to be vegan for a month? Because I have kind of teased out on this channel that I would do an experiment where I would go vegan for like 60 days or 30 days and trying to use all the information that I know now and incorporate that into a vegan program. But yeah, Jake says, been vegan 4.5 years. Dumbest decision ever. Ha ha ha. Over a year, not vegan anymore. Better. Yeah, so it's funny. You said 4.5 years. I said that on Tristan's show today that everybody quits veganism at 4.5 years. I stand by that statement. Marcus, fish also have a lot of mercury. Yeah. Well, also I just found with fish, when I first came back to eating meat after veganism, I wanted to eat a lot of the flesh of the fish, and I was even eating the skin, like craving the skin. And so I was just like eating everything, like nose to tail fish, And then at some point I stopped eating the skin and I kept eating like salmon and stuff like that. And then at some point I just stopped eating the salmon. Like maybe it went out of season, and then like when it came back into season, I was just kind of over it. Wild salmon is actually, I don't think it tastes that great. It's just okay. It's 10 raw eggs a day, too much. Actually, I had 4 raw eggs the other day. I actually had it because I streamed last weekend and I drank a lot on the stream, like alcohol. And so the next morning I woke up, I was actually kind of hungover. And I went to bed late too. And so I had a weird plan to eat the raw eggs. And I woke up and I drank 4 raw eggs. And actually it made me feel very energized. I felt very good. Do I take multivitamins or supplements? None. 0. Not even protein powder. I refuse. I do not want to do any of that stuff ever. Just get it from the food. Now I realize that it might benefit some people, but I would rather just stay in the hunt for fixing any type of deficiencies or issues with the food itself. And I believe that's possible. And I believe I'm currently doing it. So, my results speak for me, but I can't speak for everybody else on that one. Caleb, can people be vegan for a month? Yeah, of course they can. People are vegan for 20 years. Is it going to hurt you in 1 month? No, probably not. Gut Gains, what's up, buddy? A lot of fasters fast in the morning. Have you tried fasted evenings? So when I was getting into Snake Diet Guy again a few months ago, he talked about stopping eating at like 5 or 6 p.m. latest. And so I was starting my fast like pretty early in the day. So about 5 p.m. would be my last meal. And I also wouldn't drink anything. And for a while, I was getting really good sleep, like 9 to 10 hours a night for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I just can't sleep that much anymore. It's like my body caught up And that's it. I can't sleep for that long anymore. Now my bedtime is creeping later and later. And I sleep for like 8 hours, and that's it. That's good for me right now. And even maintaining a pretty high energy output, you know, working out every other day. And then I golf every other day. And people might laugh at going to the driving range as like not a workout, but it's a workout. If you are serious about putting the juice into those shots, you're gonna feel it. Am I saying fasting's bad? No, I'm not saying. I think fasting is one of the keys to overall health, long term longevity, fixing your body from a million different things. I used to kind of trash talk fasting, but I don't trash talk fasting. I think that if you're going to implement fasting on an ongoing basis, especially if you're overweight, intermittent fasting is great. Probably do a low carb version of it. So you'd eat like twice a day, and you're going to lose a bunch of fat. And you probably don't even need to work out that hard to do that. And it's going to be pretty effortless. I think fasting really helps with food addictions. And I think if you have some really deep stuff to cure, like any type of cancer stuff or insulin resistance, and you want to get back to a baseline of health, I think you could really speed that process up with fasting. From all of my research and my experience using it, I feel like it's pretty good. Fasting is good, and I've been doing it for the better part of 2 years. Frank quit carnivore. Yeah, I saw that. What's he eating now? Does anybody know? Ryan Sutter was a buff firefighter chosen by Tristan on the Bachelorette reality show. Now he's got a mystery illness and looks scrawny and old. Hope he learns veganism is killing him before he dies. Yikes. That's a big yikes. Yeah. You know, I've actually been seeing a couple... you guys should go look this guy up. I'm gonna pull him up on my Instagram here. It's a vegan guy that actually looks great. And you guys can tell me what you think of him, because I can't. I even asked him if he does protein powders, and he says no. So you guys can go inspect him and see what you think. Let me know. Let me know where the chinks in the armor are, because yeah, I don't get it. He actually looks great, and he's been doing it for like 10 years or something. Well, this is one of them. This isn't the guy I'm talking about, but you guys may have heard of this guy. Let's see here. Conscious Muscle's one of them. Sorry, my camera's not autofocusing right now. Conscious Muscle's one of them. And there's another one. That's not the guy I was talking about, though, because that guy I think is probably on little enhancements. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that, but I think that's what's up with him. Oh, man. Maybe I can't find this right now. Shit. Anyways, I'll try and find it later or something. But yeah, this guy was it's like a fitness coach or something. Great shape. Does calisthenics stuff too. Can be hard to find him. I forgot who I was talking about him with. Caleb says, my friend is ex-vegan. Before she was part of Toronto Pig Save, due to some health problems, she quit vegans. Vegans are attacking her and death threats. That sucks. Yeah, the vegan hate is very real. Very real. Frank's eating pills. See, why would you quit carnivore, which I'm not saying is a great diet, but then you just go into a bunch of pills? He's off in La La Land with some stuff. Like, I feel like it's unfortunate because Frank is actually... I feel like Frank actually has some pretty decent information on some things, but then he goes into like the freaking weeds with, I'm wearing silver armor to protect me from Wi-Fi signal. Like, bro, the damn Wi-Fi signal is not killing you. If that's the case, your body is weak from something else. You need to figure that out first. Wi-Fi is not doing shit. I know there's a lot of people who talk about this all the time, but I'm just not buying it. Oh yeah, people definitely lie a lot, honest. The vegan fitness gurus, I think they have the most to gain, because think about it. If you're even half decent shape as a vegan, you can get all the sponsorships in the world, and you're going to automatically have a fan base because you're vegan. And even if you don't look that great, people are going to gas you up and tell you look amazing. You're doing so good. Of course, because you're doing it for the animals, whatever, right? Whatever that means. And then they're going to automatic fan base, tons of money. Pretty much. Look at all the vegan influencers that rose up to fame as a vegan and then stopped being vegan, how many of those people actually followed them for their advice? How many people actually followed them for the type of content they created or the type of person they were? No. Those channels died very quickly. Lots of vegan influencers were pretty much ran out of town because they didn't have any substance behind their content. They were just vegans who shared their lifestyle, and vegans wanted to see that. And they don't have anything behind that. It was just the vegan fairy tale behind them. That's pretty much it. Gypsy says they were very weak on OMAD. Yeah. OMAD feels like fasting to me. When I was doing OMAD for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was doing it just to cut down. I did that while I was still streaming last year, or, just at the tail end of 2019 when I was freaking ripped, lean, but I was like 148 pounds, very light. And I used OMAD to get down to that body weight. And so like now I weigh like 162, 163, 164. I'm starting to creep up there, but I'm not doing OMAD. I'm actually doing the opposite. I'm eating 5 times a day. Frank bashes everybody. That's what his shtick is. Yeah, he was saying everybody's a carnivore. And it's funny because Frank is like the least tapped into the community of people. Like he doesn't have any friends outside of YouTube. He doesn't know anybody. He hasn't met any of these people that he talks about in real life. He hasn't interacted with any of them. Not one that I know of. Doesn't do any collabs, just stays in his little like weirdo bunker. Although I will say, since he left Carnivore, he seems to be a little bit more normal now. I watched his like year-end review for 2020. So it was a pretty solid video. Grass-fed is a new trend. Grass-fed's good. The meat I feel like is much higher quality than all the factory farm stuff. It definitely tastes better. If you're looking for the most satisfying meat, I believe it's definitely going to come from grass-fed. Oh, Bart, the nutrition science watchdog has arrived. Thank God. I'll email you. We'll get it going, Bart. Time for a collab. Bart, we need to talk Krebs cycle. We need to talk eating 5 times a day. I'm incorporating so many carbs. I'm about to crack a beer on stream. What else is there to say? I'm abusing insulin like a mofo. Oh, you're premiering 25? Yeah, I would have you on. Absolutely. We're reviving the channel here, Bart. We got to get a couple streams in over here on the Drew Morg channel. Let YouTube know that I'm alive. Just gotta get the battery charged, kickstart it, put some fresh gasoline in there. Am I gonna get drunk and talk politics? I wouldn't get drunk tonight. I would probably have a couple beers though. Some Coors Light. Sweets, all like every vegan is every ex-vegan is streaming or what? Who's Sweet Simple Vegan? Is that a new person? Let's take a look. Oh, this is an actual vegan. Okay. Yeah, no thanks. She's live with her BF. How cute. Vegan couple. God bless them. Doing such good for the world. So young and, they know how to do it all. They've got it figured out. Thanks, Aaron.
Pretend I'm walking. Oh, that worked. That did it. So I can just sit here. Although that is like movement. I'm going to get tired. Like,
thanks, Aaron. Appreciate the $5, brother. Sucks when we stream at the same time. Yeah, my bad. Bart, how long is your video going to be? Yeah, Bart, you've been popping off lately. You've been doing a lot of consistent content for longer than I was doing it. So congrats to you, man. Fantastic work. Do vegans attack me? They used to, until I kind of disappeared, fell off the planet for a while. Let them cool off. There's a few of them that love me. Bart's arch nemesis, Michelle. Vegan's Footsoldier liked me a lot. Am I working? Nope. There's really no work to do here in freaking California. There ain't nothing. The whole situation with the pandemic is really hitting things very hard here. Gil Carvalho, who's that? You know, Bart. I might be able to set something up if you want to do a debate with that Dr. Avi guy. What do you think? Do you know who that is? We'll have to exchange some emails. We'll see. And yes, it is California. That's 100% fact. I wish it wasn't so true, actually. What is Dragon Chuck? What do you mean by moving or movement? So yeah, guys, what do you think? What do you think about that? We're not fasting anymore. For 2 years, I was pretty much doing 2 meals a day. And dropped it the past 2 or 3 weeks. Been eating 4 or 5 meals a day, small meals, trying to... Oh, Bart has many videos on Dr. Avi? Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so we're focusing more on meal frequency versus overall caloric density and all this other stuff. Bart. Let's see what pops up for $10. I don't even remember what pops up for that. So glad you're back. We missed you. And he knows Avi. Okay. The history. Okay. Some things are starting to come back to me now. It's been a while. But yeah, him and Save Yourself or Ask Yourself came after me hardcore like 6 months ago, actually. I hadn't been making videos in a very long time. These guys must have been really bored. They came after me hardcore.
I don't even know where to start, dude. Like I'm still reintegrating into like my reality or whatever.
Thank you, Bart. Appreciate the 10. Those New Zealand dollars hit different. Oh, Avi's in love with Bart. Okay, here. I think we were alluding to this last time, but let me just set the stage here, Bart. Let me set the stage here. So, I hope I still have. I do have them still on my thing. Okay, so, and I quote, I say this to Avi. Not sure which processed foods are more nutritious or superior to whole foods. That's a new one to me. Basically, I'm advocating for whole foods, right? I'm advocating for whole foods. He says protein powders for one. Dr. Avi, right here, ladies and gents. The man says protein powder is more nutritious than whole foods. What? How is that even a thing? Isaac. Is that Ask Yourself? What's up, Phoenix? How you doing, man? Bobby Bob. I'm alive. Yes. I miss you all too. I did. But Drew, I've got a entertainment complex. I don't want to be repetitive. I want new stuff. I want to share new information. I'm an astronaut, guys. That's what I do. I like to learn and test. See, Bart is a scientist. Bart is gonna be out there hitting you with the scientific research. I need to experiment on the fringe. I need to hear what people like Bart say, and then I need to go test that. That's where I'm at. That's my thing. And so it's been a year, so obviously I've learned some stuff.
Pretend I'm walking. Oh, that worked. That did it. So I can just sit here. Although that is like movement. I'm gonna get tired. I'm gonna
get tired. She's hitting the walking sprint in her chair. I'm gonna get tired. Kidding me? Ugh. Yikes. That's the lowest form of cardio I've ever seen in my life. Aaron, again, thanks for the €5. Avi's a dentist? What? Why is he posing as some nutrition expert then? Isaac, okay, so Isaac came to me and he was going hardcore. I don't even think I could repeat the things he was saying to me via DM. I really don't. I mean, he was like full on. He's calling me a text warrior. He's calling me pathetic. He says I spew BS on my channel. I won't defend any of it in a proper debate with a medical professional who's calling you out. So, Avi's a medical professional. Wise choice of words there. I like that, Isaac. You know, he won't just say, you have a doctor calling you out on nutrition information. Boy, sit down. Have some respect for this dental with his nutrition information. Like, one of my personal best friends is a dentist, and I can tell you firsthand, I told him everything that he knows about nutrition. So, that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, but he is a medical professional. Nice. Janitors are custodians. You know, they're not a janitor. They're a custodian. They're in the healthcare field as well. Got to make sure things are nice and clean and tidy. We can't use people's actual terminology. Anyway, lots of effing pathetics. Says I want to sit in my echo chamber, even though I basically created this whole corner of YouTube. I didn't care about people agreeing with me or not. I didn't know what was going to happen. Avi would stomp your effing skull in a debate, and you're too much of a little bitch to step up. Have fun hiding in the shadows instead of confronting experts who disagree with you. Shame on you. You're a piece of trash. That's the book he wrote me right there. Does that guy has some issues, huh? Isaac? He says I'd get wrecked by Avi. It's interesting. He came to me out of nowhere. I hadn't made videos in over 6 months, and he came to me with that kind of heat. What's wrong with that guy? But anyway, so I think they talk mostly about philosophy and stuff like that. I don't know. Robless. Fro diddly doo, bit boppity doo says. Also, Robless has maybe gained half to 1 kg in the year and a bit since your last interview. Still can't do a single push-up. Oh, my boy Rob. I need to have him on the channel. I like that guy. I want to interview him again. See what he's up to. Hang out on Bart's Discord. Okay. Let me add this right now. I'm adding it. Bart with the freaking fedora. Your picture is insane. The general, you know? Bart with his little military hat on and his fatigues. I love it. Okay, I'm in the channel now, I think. Anyway, I'll mess with that later. It's funny. Vegan Gain snapped up his chest today during his... Okay, let's watch that then. Thanks, Bond. Thanks for the content. Phoenix says, I'd agree that protein powders are necessary as a vegan. Yes, they are necessary if you want to make any kind of gains at all. And guess what? Vegan protein powders, going back to the science and the biology of all this stuff, they have a lot of leucine in them. And leucine is what primarily activates mTOR, which is muscle protein synthesis, which is why all the vegans who have any kind of gains all drink a bunch of protein powders. Oh, Avi's a dermatologist. Okay. Thank you for the clarification, Bart. Dermatologist. Okay. But still, I mean, they don't know anything about nutrition. No, I mean, I'm a regular person. I have no MD, and I feel like I know quite a bit about nutrition. I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit. Isaac won't debate you unless you have a... That's not true. He wanted to debate me hot. He wanted to debate me hot. Like, he came in looking for me right off the bat. And I'm sure he's going to hear about this and he's going to want a piece. Almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee that. But I inflamed him just in our text conversation. I mean, he didn't... I think he may have even blocked me. Oh, no, he did not. Let me see if I can get back to the beginning of this. This is just funny drama at this point. Um, yeah, whatever the case is, he wanted to have me either on his channel or be on my channel, one or the other. It doesn't matter. What's my connection to Vital? I have family that work there. Open a vegan rehab center? No, come on. Vegans figure it out pretty soon after they're done with eating that food, that they get back to it. All greasy. He's just a punk skateboarder kid, huh, Bart? Just grinding on ledges out there. Just grinding, just fucking up the concrete walls, huh? Just such a punk rock skateboarder kid with his little tie-dye shirts. And his little gamer chair. And his Discord. He wants to talk about an echo chamber. I don't have any community like area where I just sit there and like fester with people. Type all day. Sharing anti-meat links. Talking about philosophy. The most freaking useless nonsense topic of all time. Talking about philosophy. Stupid. Waste of time. More and more people take responsibility for their health and learn more about themselves and are then put down by professionals. Exactly. I don't believe in appeals to authority as well. Yeah, you're correct. So don't let me laughing about the dermatology dental thing about that. That doesn't necessarily mean he knows nothing about nutrition, but based on what he said, telling me that protein powders are more nutritious than whole foods is I don't agree with that. That's pretty whack. I've never heard of anybody say that. All right, later, goats. Have a good night, man. I really want to see vegan gains making all kinds of chest snapping gains. Let's see here. 23 hours ago. Is it the one after that? Wait a minute. Who's the... Who's this old woman that... Hang on, I'm gonna show you guys the thumbnail here. Who's this this lady? Do you guys know who this is? Who's that? Because this lady, Sean Baker, posts about all the time, and she's got some very raunchy stuff out there, and it's weird. It weirds me out. Straight up weirds me out. Oh, he deleted the stream. No. Oh, Bart already belted Avi. Thanks again for the New Zealand 5 there, Bart. Oh, why isn't it letting me click on this? What the heck?
Oh. Okay. That's my first set.
That's my first set. That's just my first set, guys. That vegan teacher went viral. Yeah, exactly. She's like eating carrots with like the sauce all over it. It's bizarre, man. Who wants to see that lady doing that? That is bizarre. Super weird. See, I used to have 3 monitors, guys, when I was doing the streaming. I used to have 3 monitors on my desk, and now I only have 2. I need to put the 3rd one back up. This is hard to manage all this stuff on my screen. With just 2. I can't, like, watch YouTube and direct the whole traffic of everything. It's difficult. She's only 30. This woman is only 30. Okay. All right. That's enough. Oh, God. That's hilarious. We got a fresh pen today, guys. Strawberry watermelon. Tastes freaking good. The nicotine has got me, guys. I'm going to be honest. This vegan teacher's a cussing machine. I've never watched any of her content other than the the 1 or 2 videos that Sean Baker posts up, and it's like so weird. Oh, Marcus, big boy. The 20 euro. Thank you so much. You're about to see a good clip right now, I think. Really appreciate that, Marcus. That's dope. It's big time, man. Damn, people are coming through thick tonight. What did I do? Really appreciate that. No message, just freestyling. Is it not gonna...
Drew Morg is a clever guy. I'd say probably one of the cleverest among the anti-vegan crew. Drew Morg's angle is psychological games. And because he's smart, he clearly also knows the truth. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He's right. I think that's the first time that's played, man. Thanks for that 20. I've been wanting that one to play. That's my favorite one. That's why it's a 20 spot. It's also the longest one. Thanks to Vegan Footsoldier for that clip. He made a whole video about me, that guy. That guy made a whole video about me. Like 30 minutes. He got upset because he was working out with Hench Herbivore, and he worked out with for 3 months, and he showed his gains, and it was like absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know, I'm going to show you guys... some actual gains here. I got to make sure that I don't show anything that would be inappropriate on stream, because who knows what's in these picture vaults. Yeah, so when I was 18, that's when I first started my workout journey. I don't know if I've ever told this story here, but I was 123 pounds, very skinny, very, very skinny, 5'10". And so I started working out with a buddy who knew what he was doing, luckily. And I just started eating 5 times a day, just like I'm doing now, 5 times a day. I was eating meal replacements and protein powders and stuff like that. But I put on 30 pounds in 3 months. And I'm about to show you guys a before and after, if I can find it. I swear these things exist. I just have a hard time finding them, especially on the spot while trying to talk at the same time. It ain't so easy. Let's see. Where are we at? Where are we at? Unfortunately, I can't scroll through this with you guys on the screen because there's some inappropriate photos here and there. And probably people that don't want to be shown on stream in that light. Where is it? Come on. It's going to be tough on me, huh? Jesus, I really can't show this folder here. This will get me in a lot of trouble. Some very good memories, guys. Cabo when I was 28 years old, getting real drunk with the friends. A lot of shirtless photos here. Workout checkpoints. Always keeping track of where I was. Always keeping track of my weight over the years, since 18. So this is why, if you actually are pretty objective about fitness, you can more or less know exactly what's going on. This is when I went vegan. This is how much weight I lost. This is what I felt like. I have all this documentation of this stuff. And most people, they're just kind of winging that information, and they're not very objective or accurate about it when they reflect it back to you. I'm digging for this before and after photo. Shoot. Come back to that in a minute. I got to check the chat. I can't see what's going on. Nicotine is awesome. I wouldn't say it's awesome. I feel pretty guilty actually consuming this stuff, but I recognize that it's not gonna do too much damage unless you really, really abuse the crap out of it. And anyways, I even though all the things they say about vapes are like terrible for you, it's definitely not worse than smoking cigarettes. I'll tell you that much. Who lost a lot of hair? Shakotan. Dude, I'm like, losing hair is horrible for men, by the way. And somebody told me one time that I was starting to lose my hairline, and I was like, whatever. And I even showed it on stream, like, you're an idiot. Like, what are you talking about? I have so much hair. And then, like, the last few months, I think when I was really going super low carb, I don't know if it put extra stress on me or what, but I swear I felt like I was starting to get a little bit of receding going on. But my hair has grown out a lot since then, and it's like, it's really hard to tell. So, but I don't think so. I mean, you guys can take a peek for yourself. I've got got a bunch of hair. But anyways, I don't know. But if you're a guy losing your hair out there, I feel sorry for you. It's a brutal mental hurdle to deal with. I'm winging and nutting it. Is anybody watching UFC tonight? I do want to know what your picks are. I don't want to just go mute right now on the stream while I'm looking for this photo, but now I'm kind of invested in this. Let me know. And if anybody's got any plans, what the hell do people do during COVID these days? See, I owe people a lot. A lot of people have asked me to make streams, and I totally get it. But what else are you going to do on a Saturday night? You might as well stream, might as well hang out. If you were going to go bald, Drew, you would have gone bald by now. No, I don't think I'll ever really like go bald, but I think that the way that my hair naturally sits on the top of my head, like the I guess this is the crown, right? It like comes back just a little bit. Like it's starting to cut up, like kind of how matured hairlines look, like 40 years old and above kind of thing. It kind of like just cuts up and back, but just barely. So, and my hair always kind of had that look anyways. So I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, I mean, if you're out there smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, you got something to worry about. I don't think if you're hitting the vape every once in a while, you got much to worry about. It's never really seemed like nicotine is essentially caffeine in terms of the way that it interacts with your body. So I don't think that it's overall like that horrible unless you're just doing it like super, super constantly, which a lot of these vape artists do because they get all crazy addicted to it. Oh, damn it. Where is this photo? It's probably on my desktop. Nope. There's a Reddit group called Vegan Fitness. The expectations, dude, that I know. That's what I was saying earlier. If you have any kind of fitness at all, you're automatically like to the top of the vegan fitness ladder. You're getting all the sponsorships coming your way. Like me in my state right now, I could be like a medium to top of the line vegan influencer for just the body that I have. Especially if I lost like 5 pounds of fat, be all ripped again. Major nose folds. Who's got the nose folds? It's okay. You can critique me live on stream. I'm okay with it. I'm very fine with people saying what they want to say. If you're going to be a public figure, and I'm not saying I'm a big one, but if you're going to be a public figure and put yourself out there, especially if you talk about other people, you better be able to take it. So say what you want. That'll never get anybody banned in this channel. That's for sure. It might provide you some kind of insight to how you really look if you actually listen to what people say about you. You reflect on it, and then you do what you're going to do. You don't need to actually take it to heart if you don't agree with it. Yeah, Vegan Gains used to be so legit ripped, and then he just kind of let it fall. I don't know what that guy was thinking. Well, I can show you guys a picture of me before I started working out. I have that right here. Come on. I know if this picture's here, it's got to be close. Hang on. Jeez. Anyway. All right. I give up. I'll post it up on my community tab. Give people something to talk about after the stream's up or done. It's funny. I always show people that photo. I can't find it right now. Anyway. I really want to see that vegan gain stream. What happened to him? Drew, you're pretty? Thank you so much. I really love that. Oh, you guys, you're handsome. Okay. The nasal folds, whatever. I'll deal with it. S. Marcus says, I've documented everything they've been eating the past 1.5 years. 7 years ago, I weighed 320 pounds. Now down to 183 pounds. Most benefits have come from fasting and carnivore, but having documentation is great. I 100% agree with you. And you know what? It's so awesome to be able to look back in years from now, because it's very hard to like remember exactly where you were at a few years out. You know, things are so like fresh in your memory when you're just like right now. I can tell you everything that I'm up to in the past month or so, but 2-3 years ago, I have to look back and look at photos to see what weight I was at and see. And luckily, like if you document that, take a picture of the scale, take a picture of your body, try and do all that stuff. When is the Durian Rider experience going to continue? Hey, you let me know when you want Durian Rider on the channel. I'll get him on here because he was always interested in coming back. Critical thought, pop filter. What's that? What the hell's a pop filter? Oh, on here. Am I yelling? This is a pop filter, actually. I'll turn down the gain. Thank you, though. Dude, angry vegan. I remember when all of us vegans were showing off our cyclist abs at 18 to 19 BMI. Yeah, but how about all the skinny fat vegans that are cycling all their muscle away, eating a bunch of fruit before they go riding, like I used to do, and burned off all of my muscle mass in the process. And then just to finish it off, I did a 30-day juice fast to just completely eradicate all my muscle. That's what I remember doing. Heather Parker, you know what? I said that I'm not offended, but the nose fold comment, it's starting to get to me. It's the lighting, though. See? I've never heard of... if they're talking about this thing here, it's a shadow. I'm very self-conscious about my nose folds now. Gypsy Moon, appreciate that. Oh, I did. I did misunderstand Angry Vegan. Tell me what you meant then. Share with your boy here. Let's talk 18 to 19 BMI cycling abs. I did run across a bunch of photos of me as a cyclist when I was looking through my photos here. And Durian Rider is always entertaining. I think Durian Rider, Joe, I'm sorry. I know that some people are like, don't give Durian Rider a platform. He shouldn't be on the channel. I disagree. I disagree. I'm sorry. Durian Rider deserves to be, or should be on the channel as much as possible. Number one, he's hilarious. And number two, he's right about some things. Very few things do I agree with, but some things. Now, him as a human being, people have a lot of like, you know, I won't even get into that. Catabolic cycling abs. If you want to lose okay, check this out. This was an epiphany I had a few months ago. If you want to lose muscle, basically what you do is eat a small amount of carbohydrate with no protein in the meal, and then you go do a bunch of cardio because your body's going to be in sugar burning mode. You're going to run out of sugar, and then you're going to go and your body's going to need to keep up with that sugar, and it's going to burn off all of your muscle mass to keep up with that. And that's how you just keep cycling that, and you're going to burn all your muscle mass off. So when I was a cyclist, I was eating 300 calories for breakfast, and then I had to go burn 1,600 calories in a single ride in 3 hours. So my insulin would still be elevated. And then in the meantime, my body would just be dumping, it would be breaking down the muscle mass for a carbohydrate. Jealous of DR's head rug, looks almost natural. Hey Tess, how are you doing? It's going good tonight. We're just chopping it up in here. I'm glad for everybody who's joining us tonight. All the donations. It's been a huge night. I did not expect any of this. Appreciate it. We're kind of hanging out. I'm gonna share some photos here in a minute if I can find anything good, and see what we got. How are you doing tonight? Here's cyclist Drew right here. Here's cyclist Drew right here. So proud. So proud right there. Working out nonstop. I actually look pretty good, but I'm not saying my stomach is any kind of ripped right now, but I was thinking that I was like able to gain or maintain muscle mass, but definitely not. Like I was still shrinking down from my previous size pre-veganism at this point, but hardcore into cycling. So proud. The flashiest gear possible. Thousands of dollars on cycling. 3,000. I had like a $3,500 bike. My helmet was like $200. Glasses are like $200. Jersey, shoes, all that shit. That's like $500. Crazy expensive sport. Wow, hey guys, it's really organic here. We're going to be talking about the chemtrails and the Wi-Fi signal, how to diminish the Wi-Fi, because we all know we're getting poison here. Glad to see you, really organic. I heard they shut your channel down. Is Tassie still alive? He's ferocious. That's all I can tell you. Tassie is alive. I've seen him actually on Facebook posting lately. See what other little gems we can pull up. This might be a fun little story time going back in the archives. YNB Steezy, Drew, you're back. I am. 5G, we don't agree. Get it out of here. 5G's poisoning me and my whole family. Just kidding. I don't believe in Wi-Fi or 5G scares. What happened to the channel, Really Organic? You want to share a little? You want to have a little platform here? Angry Vegan says he was 78 to 80 kg when he started doing a lot of kilometers. Ho! Marcus! The 50 euro boy. Thank you big time. That's a big... It's a big slap. Appreciate that. See, look at this. All I got to do is stream, no OnlyFans, and we got Marcus over here still dropping the big bucks. And we're going to get to hear Vegan Footsoldier once again. And yeah, Bitcoin. I hope you're profiting on that Bitcoin. It is going to go up soon.
Drew Morg is a clever guy. I'd say probably one of the cleverest among the anti-vegan crew. Drew Morg's angle is psychological games. And because he's smart, he clearly also knows the truth. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Psychological games. I love that. Hey, thanks again, Marcus. Gonna have to have a sip of water here. Marcus, since you're the big donator tonight, should I crack a beer? Or should I keep it on the straight and narrow here? Is Danny streaming? I'm not sure. I'm not sure who else is streaming. How's Harry's stream going? You guys told me to check in on him earlier, but we've been flowing and rolling here. Okay, I've got a million tabs up now. Vegan ideology, if we evolve from eating plants, we could evolve back. That's exactly what they think. Oh, this lady has nasal folds. Okay, I thought you were saying I had nasal folds. I was very taken back by it. Actually, it's okay. I'll still live. Yo, Marcus, how's that Bitcoin holding up for you? You must be in on the 7K drop from the end of March to be throwing cash around like that. The Big Daddy. Crack a beer. Okay, Tess has got the beer crack. See, Marcus could decide where this stream goes. I plan to stream for a while longer. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm probably gonna have to tune out in about an hour and 45 minutes for sure, the latest, because of UFC's coming on, and I want to watch some UFC tonight. See some Conor McGregor action tonight. Psychological games. I love that. Okay. Marcus says crack a beer. Okay. We're gonna crack one in 2 seconds here. We're gonna go get it. Give me a minute here. Angry Vegan sold 1,500 USD worth at 38,000. The 38,000 on the way up, or when it came back down? After it hit 45 or something like that? A bottle of red. What's that? Oh, red wine. Okay. I'm an idiot. I was thinking booze. Like Johnny Walker Red. That's what I thought about for some reason. YouTube tells you if you lose a channel, you can never have another one. Really Organic. If I have you on my channel, will that algorithm get me banned? Are you banned? Are you banned from everywhere? Yeah, you can't really make any type of following on BitChute or something. You can only carry over from what you have on on YouTube or whatever. Okay, so you sold that on the way up. Nice job, Angry Vegan. Good call. I do think it's going back up soon though, based on the flow that I'm seeing. Oh, Marcus has been a big boy trader since back in the day. Very good. Very good. Shell F, hey, good to see you. I am well. I hope you're doing well too. Really Organic, we're going to talk about forbidden topics? Ugh. God, are we trying to get banned tonight? Let's fucking do it. Let's do it. Let's get banned. Who cares? If we can't talk, if we have no freedom of speech, what else? What do we really have? What do we really have? It would be too risky. Okay, Honest is reining me back in here. Like a good YouTube moderator. Can't risk it. Really Organic is too dangerous to have on here. She's talking about chemtrails. She's probably ousting the election that we had. I'm probably banned just from saying that. They're putting glowing substances in the vax. Bill Gates invented it. It's called luciferase. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I've heard that as well. But see, how do we know that any of that stuff's real? The people who are putting that information out are hardcore conspiracy theorists. And I know some conspiracies are real, but I mean I know that the symbolism and all this stuff, but Come on. Do we really think that's the case? It's really called luciferase. They could have chosen any name in the world and they named it that. Although I will tell you, I had done some research on the dude who owns that pizza shop in DC, and those people, their circle of friends, are some big time weirdos, and they're not hiding it either. Fro diddly doody bebop to duty says, if you want to hear something really edgy, if you get COVID, then you're just weak. Simple as. I kind of agree with you. Just kidding. We actually know a couple people who just recently got COVID. They're not weak people by any means, but I don't think that they necessarily adhere to all the protocols that us extremely bleeding edge health wizards talk about. You know, they're not involved with fasting. They're not involved with eating whole foods. They're not involved with all this, low carb stuff. They're just regular people. Hardworking, regular people. As Marcus says, he'll be watching UFC again for the first time in 4 years. Been to UFC in Vegas, 2006, 2008. London, Stockholm. Nice. I love UFC, man. Big fan. But lately, I've actually dropped off a little bit. I'm going to be honest. Because I feel like with the whole Fight Island thing that they've been doing, it's been a little bit weak. No fans. Just like, at first, I was okay with it. But then, after a while, I felt like they couldn't get enough fighters to the place to actually fight. So the fights themselves became stagnant. What do I think about 9/11 conspiracy? Well, listen. Building 7, you cannot convince me that that thing should have fallen. That doesn't make any sense. Now, I don't have... See, conspiracy theorists, they take something that seems odd, and they make a whole new story up about it. I don't claim to know what happened there. I have no idea. But all I'm saying is the explanation that we're given doesn't make any sense. I'm not replacing it with something else. You see? That's a conspiracy theorist. I'm just a normal person saying, that doesn't make any sense. How that building fell doesn't make any sense. You cannot just say that it caught a little fire and it just perfectly fell to the ground. That doesn't make any sense at all.
If I pretend I'm walking. Oh, that worked. That did it. So I can just sit here. Although that is like movement. I'm going to get tired like real quick.
Hey, thanks again, Marcus. All speech is freedom of speech. The Orwellian society growing is scary. Yeah, this is for you. Hey, thank you. You just put some money into the retirement fund there again because after this, talking about this, it's going to get me bad, guaranteed. Zombie had the blue flu. Felt like a nasty head cold for 5 days. Yeah, I mean, but I remember getting sick growing up when I was like 12, 15 years old, whatever, I would get little colds here and there, and it would last 3, 4, 5 days, sometimes 2 weeks if it was like a chest cold type of thing where you get like all that mucus and stuff. Like these viruses or whatever, this isn't new stuff. I just changed my channel name again. Love is the only. Is that okay? Really organic is love. Okay, we'll keep it between us. Oregano oil. See, Rosalind, the oregano oil and the oils and the tinctures and the concoctions and the pills. Your boy just doesn't do any of that stuff. I just tough it out. If you want to know how I feel about any special sauce, just take salt, like salt water. I think is a really powerful thing to not only give you a boost of energy, but I think it's more necessary than people realize. I eat a lot of salt now. Fingers crossed you don't get banned. Yeah, well, hopefully I'm gonna let it die down a little bit. There's probably like an algorithm meter that like builds up every time you mention something shady or something that they don't like, of course, But if you let it cool down and you just go back to normal, I'm keeping this stream monetized, believe me. Yeah, that's what Klaus says, right? If we have no property, no rights, no identity, no gender, we will be happy. Yes. Oh, here we go. Really organic. My favorite. Drew, in 10 years, you will need oil of oregano, and it will heal you. Just remember, we told you about it. Okay. I'm going to need it. All right. Watch me get this beer right now. and I'm gonna kill any virus that comes my way. Cannot even stop me. Plenty of salt is the classic cult meal. Rice with soy sauce. Yeah, exactly. The classic cult meal. A bunch of rice, a bunch of soy sauce, 2,000 calories worth of it. Maybe some broccoli on top. 0 protein. 0 fiber. Oh, that's another thing, guys. I believe in a little bit of fiber these days. Either from fruit or from kind of, I don't know, some kind of fiber, like Whole Foods. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I believe in getting some fiber in there, especially if you're eating a bunch of meat, a bunch of dairy, especially pasteurized dairy. You're going to need to eat some of that. It helps move things through. I think it's important. Just a little bit. Oh, we got friend making in the chat. I love it. Everybody knows Really Organic. Come on, she's a absolute staple in the ex-vegan community. Straight from the source. Good to see you, Drew. Please save the stream this time. This stream will stay up. We're getting more mainstream with the streams. Last weekend was like, I didn't even know if anybody was going to show up. So I just threw it up there. I had a bunch of drinks and I was doing my thing. I was going to be a little bit looser last week with my my word choice. This week we're going to keep it a little bit more PG. We're planning to keep the stream up. Okay, guys, I found the picture. I found the picture. Look. Boom. Bam. Okay. On the right here, 18 years old. 123 pounds. And then right here, 3 months. 153 pounds. I gained 30 pounds when I was 18. Meal replacements, 5 meals a day. Basically eating whatever I could five times a day. A bunch of protein, just all the standard stuff. All the standard bodybuilder stuff. Look at that. I mean, I barely gained any fat. Look at my belly button area. There's nothing there. It's the same. Literally pure muscle. It's like not even the same.
A bird will not shut up outside.
Whoa.
I will kill you. Just kidding, I'm vegan. A bird will not shut up outside. I will kill you. Just kidding, I'm vegan. A bird will not shut up outside. I will kill you.
Out?
Just kidding, I'm vegan. A bird will not shut up outside.
Why is it doing this? Hang on 1 second, guys. It's so loud on my side. It just won't stop. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I think you broke the alerts. Somehow. Weird. Although I like that one a lot. Luke says, Brazil's money isn't worth much, but here it is. Glad you're back, man. Hey, I didn't even know you were from Brazil. Cool. Christine! Hold on, I gotta catch up with the chat. Guys, what'd you think of that photo? I wasn't reading. I got blown away by that pop-up that came up. Although I really like that one. Marcus says that COVID's a scam. We're going to get back to that, Marcus, after I grab my beer. I will tell you that I have read some interesting stats lately that make me believe COVID's a little bit real. Christine, Drew, so glad to see you here. Just cleaning my house. Christine, just chill. Enjoy the smooth sounds of the Drew Morg voice. And I'm going to go crack a Coors Light in a second here. In 3 months, you crossed your arms. Why did I start streaming again? I did not find a dream job. There are no dream jobs out there, first of all. I've been studying trading a lot. I'm really very much into the trading lifestyle and life, and I've got a few bucks in the market. But by no means am I making a full-time living off of it. However, I feel like these skills will pay me dividends in the future when I do have a lot more money to keep funneling into it. And I've basically tried everything to get a real job, and it's really rough. Okay, Marcus, I'm sorry. Beer's coming. Be right back. I'm here. Dude, I'm worried now that the alerts are broken. Let's see if it went away. Hold on. Yeah, see, it's still there. That's so weird. We got 2 Coors Lights. The mountains are blue, boys and girls, and whatever other pronouns that you guys go off of. So cheers, Marcus. Appreciate the big bucks. Let's go for it. Christine, how you doing? Christine, I know that you're cleaning your house and you're only going by by voice, but I'm gonna need to flex for you when you're ready. So let me know, and you can let me know if the gains are real or not. The beer is here. Is this a Canadian beer? No, this is a good old American Colorado beer right here. Coors Light. Cold as the Rockies. We call this Coors Piss here in the United States. That's the proper name for Coors Light. Yeah, and real jobs do suck. They do suck. Oh, Christine's here. Christine's ready. All right, Christine, let me know. Let me roll up the sleeves. Let me roll up the sleeves. Hold on. You're not gonna get the abs because those are a little bit softer than they used to be. But all right. Okay, we're back. Let me know. Let me know, Christine. Christine's seen me at my absolute teeniest to tiniest in Hawaii after a juice fast. So small. 138 pounds. Absolutely disgusting. No man should ever be 138 pounds at 5 feet 10. Oh, not vegan arms. Definitely not. Christine, I'm on 5 meals a day. I'm putting on the weight right now. I'm putting it on. So, like I said in the title of this stream, I quit fasting. I'm waking up, butter in my coffee with some sugar, just to break the fast right off the bat. 10 a.m., 4 eggs, cheese, some milk, maybe a little sprinkle of meat on there if I've got any on the side. Then usually around 2 or 3 p.m., I have a little bit of cheese with some turkey. Like I just roll up cheese and turkey and drink some more milk if I need to. Around 5 or 6, I'll have dinner. Usually a steak, maybe a little bit of vegetables and some rice or something. And then around 9 p.m., I'll have some yogurt with some granola bites in it. And then that'll be my day. How much do I weigh? Right now I'm 163, 164. And yeah, I do rep the saltwater, Luke. You might be behind a little bit in the stream, I think. Really Organic says, COVID is real and so is the flu. And magically, the flu has vanished this year, but several friends... Oh, Marcus, does this fix the broken sticker? Let's see.
It is movement. I'm going to get tired, real quick.
Oh, yes, you fixed it. Marcus, money fixes everything, doesn't it? Marcus's €5 just fixed the tip. Thank you. Great work. God, what a guy. See, you can always trust a Bitcoiner to come through with the cash. Where's the Lamborghini at? Let's see it. Oh, okay. So listen, guys, we've got to get real about this Wu flu for a second. I've seen some recent numbers talking about this, and they're saying that overall deaths increased by 350,000 year over year, 2020 versus 2019. That's a 12 to 15% increase in deaths. That's pretty significant. It's pretty significant. So unless anybody's got some like good explanation for that, I'm at a loss for words. That's pretty significant. Even I have to admit that's pretty brutal. A 12 to 15% increase. Like it's beyond the rate of what would be considered like statistically. I mean, it is statistically significant. So Luke's the asset management team for a company. Don't want to dox yourself. Yeah, keep yourself safe down there in Brazil, dude. I've seen the videos on Live Leaks. Brazil's a dangerous place. Don't out yourself. Keep yourself safe. Zombie says there's no community transmission of the Wu flu in Australia and mostly just living. Dude, you know, okay, so I watched Rebel News down there in Australia and they were interviewing people at Bondi Beach and they're like completely oblivious to Wu flu whatsoever. They're just doing their thing. And I think that's amazing because, you know, I'm not concerned with it. I never wear a mask unless I have to when I walk into a store or like a building to purchase something. I make it a point to rip the mask off as soon as I'm walking out. Like before I even walk out, I always take it off just to show people. Just to show people I'm not scared. I see people all the time. They're wearing it in their cars. They're wearing it by themselves, walking their dogs on the street in like an empty neighborhood. What are you doing? What are you doing? I think I want to start boxing too, guys. What do you think? Marcus bought a house. Congrats. Very much congrats. S. Marcus. Yeah, Tess, what do you think? Like, you see people driving in their car by themselves with a mask on. What are you thinking? You could be a total, like, I'm fine with you being somebody being a total COVID believer. You're scared. But how does that do anything? Like, driving in your own car with your windows up. That's insane. Afraid of the air. That's exactly what they are. They're afraid of the air. And like my brother said it best, you know, he goes and he's all around town, you know, he's got to go food shopping or whatever for his family all the time. And he's out and about in these big shopping centers. And he goes, the masks tell the whole story. Like everybody's masked up. They're walking through the parking lot straight from their car, families and everybody's got masks on everywhere, even in areas they don't need to have them. So it's clear people believe in this. If you're wearing it when you don't even need to, it just shows what you believe, what media you watch, all that stuff. Marcus, well, they compared it to actually 2015. There was a big outbreak, I believe. Not the Spanish flu, but the H1N1 or one of these other ones in 2015 here in the US. I can't speak for other countries, but it's much bigger and much worse than that even. But what they did say also in another article I read, actually it's on the CDC website, they talk about how there was an increase of like 10 or 20% monthly drug overdoses from opioids during the early months of coronavirus last year. So like in March, April, May, the graph was way up for opioid deaths, and not even really saying that they're suicides, but like people just can't get the treatment. Like people are popping pills by themselves at home. We actually know somebody, a family friend that died of opioid overdose just recently, like a month ago. Oh man, clown, you have to wear a mask 12 hours a day at work? Ugh. Somebody's wearing lace panties as a mask. That's hilarious. I'm back, Sid. I'm back. And yes, lockdowns are deadly. So that's the other argument to this situation is, okay, well, is it the virus that's killing all those extra people year over year? Or is it the fact that we're doing crazy lockdowns and these other restrictions that are going on that are making up for a large majority of that? And then the rest is just up to statistical anomaly, you know? And the other thing too is I have a guy who watches this channel. He's probably not in the chat right now. He's from Italy, but I've been talking to him behind the scenes, and I'm like asking him, you know, hey, like what were the early days of COVID like when this all started to kick off for you guys? And he said that the mistreatment from the doctors and the medical system in general was so bad that they were pretty much killing people on accident for the first few months of the virus. So he's like, yeah, the deaths were pretty bad, but they were straight up killing people. And because they didn't know what to do about all the bodies, they started to burn them, and they weren't even doing autopsies. So they said, so now there's all these lawsuits going on in Italy that are suing all these doctors for malpractice. So like in the next year or two, we're going to be seeing all these doctors probably lose their licenses and have to pay out a bunch of money because they killed a bunch of people. You think the extra deaths are plant-based because of plant-based food? Maybe that did make people weaker. It's possible, isn't it? Yeah, Gypsy says, why aren't all the bums in LA that are living on top of each other dying all over the place? And that is a great question. And we know the answer to that. It's because it's not as bad as it seems, right? Because those people would be affected like right off the bat. Like they would just be dying by the thousands, right? You'd be expecting that. Michael Joseph, are you still talking to Bobby? I love Bobby. He was in here earlier. He wants to do a live stream soon too. He was hitting me up the other day. So as we get things rolling again, you know, you beautiful people all know who I am, but there's a lot of people who've gone ex-vegan or whatever in the last year, and a lot of other content creators like Bobby and Bart and everybody else has just kept making content, and they've just kept it rolling. And they you know, you guys know Health Coach Kate, her channel's going to hit 100,000 subscribers. Amazing. When she came on my channel, we were like the same, 5,000 subscribers or so. And now she's going to be at 100,000. I mean, she's a real YouTuber now. It's amazing. I know somebody that got the vaccine today, so we'll have to keep track of her. Yeah, it's tough, Gypsy. I mean, if you know somebody who's actually died, you know, yeah. And I have a friend that his dad has cancer, and he can't get the right treatments. This is going on almost a year now. Well, not quite, because I guess they started to deny him, let's say May, June. And he's in late stages of cancer, but he can't actually get treated because of this whole situation. And yes, ventilators were killing a lot of people. And so that's what they were. That's what the Italian guy was saying, that the ventilators and the way they were treating that whole situation was killing more people than the virus itself, right? And I personally know of 2 people that were in their 90s that got it from a nursing home. They weren't allowed to have any contact with family for over 6 months. They still ended up getting COVID, and they beat it in a week, and they were completely back to normal. So, you know, these are 95-year-olds that are still beating the odds, right? Really Organic, you know several people that have died of overdoses? That's terrible. See, I didn't realize that this thing was even going on, this like opioid epidemic. Like, I guess it was a big thing in 2017, 2018, and then I've been hearing people are actually dying more from it now because of COVID and everything, but it's only recently come to my attention. I didn't realize this was like a thing. Like in my 20s, in my mid-20s, all the party drugs were not opioids. Like I didn't know of anybody doing that stuff. I knew of plenty of people doing all the standard stuff. A bunch of cocaine in the clubs. People were doing GHB all the time. But that was it. And actually the cocaine thing didn't even come in till like later. We're talking like 10 years ago that started. But when I was 21 and whatnot, so we're talking 15 years ago, 14, 15 years ago, it was just booze. Like everybody was just drinking. And even in the party scene, the clubs and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, like 4 or 5 years later, everybody started doing all the cocaine. And that's when I started seeing that. Yeah, like these diets that they feed these old people, especially if they're on IVs or anything like that, it's just a straight sugar substance. I mean, there's no way that that's going to be healthy for them. They're going to become insulin resistant just by the nature of them constantly having their sugar elevated and probably not even getting enough protein anyways. Exactly, Shell. But Coors Light has always been a staple around here in California. She got the vaccine and is now positive for COVID. Wow. Yeah, my friend the lady that I know that got the vaccine today, my best friend sent me because he was with her when she got it done. It's like his aunt-in-law or something. And they went to go get it done at the Dodger Stadium today in LA. And he goes, she's getting the vaccine. And he took a picture of it and sent it to me. And I was like, well, why aren't you volunteering? And no response. Rasmer, will this stay live on the channel? Yeah, I'm going to leave this one up. I'm going to leave this stream up. We've kept it pretty clean today. The PCR test is noticeably BS. This whole pandemic thing was mostly manufactured. Yep, exactly. And they're going to, like somebody else mentioned earlier, it may have been you, but they're talking about lowering the cycle count on the PCR test. So obviously the tests are going to pick up less amount of people for being positive for COVID. But it's like everybody already knew this was going to happen. We knew businesses were going to open back up as soon as the election was over. We knew COVID was going to magically disappear. And then it's like, that's all people care about is the end result. They don't really care who's in power as long as like their life can go back to normal. And also people are scared. People are so scared. Really Organic, you can watch last week's stream, but I'll have to unlist it and I'll link it. If you guys want to watch last week's stream, I can unlist it and I can link it. Or sorry, I could make it unlisted and I can link it in here, but I won't make it public. Since you guys are like the hardcore people that want to check it out, I can do that, but I don't want to make it public. I probably talked a little extra shit in that one that I didn't need to. More people died of suicide in Japan during October of 2020 than died of all of 2020 from COVID. Is that real? That's insane. Dude. I mean, Japan already has issues with like mental health and just the general population. I watch a lot of those videos on those hikikomori people, the guys who are like, it's like the Japanese incel. It's pretty bad. You could feel it in the air, really Organic. You knew. But I've been dropping hints around YouTube. I've been around all over the place. I've been leaving extra comments everywhere. I've been watching I've been in Bobby's stream a lot. I've been Primal Edge Health stream a lot. I've always been chatting it up in there. I've been kind of like ramping up the activity a little bit. Let's see if I still got it. You got a friend who drank himself to death. Not sure if intentional. Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, I don't know where you're from, but like here we have, there's obviously a massive rave scene and stuff like that. Luckily, I mean, I don't really have many friends who were doing that, but some of the people that I know that were like the biggest ravers are also the most scared of COVID. Which is like, it's weird. I mean, I know that they're very liberal and they watch a lot of, liberal media, CNN, and they're really deeply into that mindset. But it's crazy to me that these people, 10 years ago were taking random ecstasy pills off of dealers at the club and at the rave. And then now they're scared to like leave their house because of COVID. Like if you want to talk about relevant threats. You should have been scared 10 years ago taking ecstasy off of a random dude, named Razorblade. And he's hooking you up with double stacked ecstasy pills, making you sweat your balls off. It's way different than COVID. Way more dangerous. Well, the reason the stream showed up today on the feed is because I posted on the community section, and I said that I was going live before I did it. The Pfizer emoji. Wow, I actually had to approve your comment for apparently saying terrorist. WT, you're super scared of COVID, hiding in closet all day? So I remember last year in maybe February, so it was almost a full year ago. I remember this was before the whole thing kicked off. I remember driving to my friend's house, and on the radio, it was saying, like the DJ or whatever, the freaking announcer there who was hosting it was like, "Yo, are you guys low-key scared of getting COVID? Are you guys scared of getting COVID?" And I was like, what is this COVID thing they keep talking about? Like, God, when is this dumb thing going to just go away? And I thought it was like one of these fly-by-night, like little, it pops up, goes away, whatever. I didn't even give it any credit. And then these people were really talking about like, oh, are you scared? Are you low-key scared? Like, call in if you're scared. Call in now. Let's talk about this. And I'm like, God, these people are really playing this up. And then like a couple months later, little did I know it was really going to happen. Try organic beer. Why are you always trying to get me to go organic, not take the heavy metals in? I want the heavy metals. I want the pesticides, okay? I don't want to go organic. I'm immune. I'm Drew Morg, okay? I am the healthiest, most well-rounded health YouTuber on this place. I can drink beer, regular beer. I can drink tap water. You know what? I use regular shampoo. I don't filter my shower water, okay? I'm fucking immune. But for real though, if I do get sick with some heavy metals or some crazy shit, I'm gonna call you. Okay? Just saying. If in a few years that statement doesn't age well, I'll hit you up. I'm not gonna tell anybody though. Might ruin my image. But for now, I'm drinking out of this aluminum can. Not giving a shit. It's all about mindset anyways. Healthy mindset. If you believe you're going to be fine, you're fine. Luke Gear says, emo. IMO. Hikikomori are going to become a thing in the West, though. If you're not a top 20% man, it will be increasingly difficult to be worth anything in society. That's facts, man. That's facts. I agree. But throughout history, to keep it real, only the top 20% of men were worth a damn anyways. It's really society. This is to sound messed up, but it's really society that has given value to lower end men. If you think about that. So like people are bitching about, and I don't blame them, but if you're like a lower end man, a lower level man, beta man, whatever you want to call it in society right now, and you think that's unfair, well, the reality is 500 years ago, you would have been like digging ditches or something, and there would have been some like ruler above you who would have been like friggin' whipping you, with some chains. You wouldn't have had any choice in it. And you wouldn't have been worth anything anyways. So what's really different? Society has like given people this false hope. The world's always been ran by the top 10 or 20% of people. Cream always rises to the top. And it ain't fair, but nature is not fair. Go look at a pride of lions. You might have 4 lions that are all brothers. One is the strongest. He runs the shit. He's the one who gets all the cubs. He has all the women. And the other lions just help protect shit. They don't get to do anything. They don't get to get laid. They don't have nothing. All they do is have to risk their lives. Maybe the top line will die off and they get a chance. That's how it works. COVID pandemic is an IQ test. People who fail the test are the sheep who are addicted to the mass and hiding. I do agree. I do agree. Tristan, you're poisoning people at Subway with spinach. You're a bad man. Really organic. I'm glad that you can take my jokes, because I do think the stuff you talk about is silly to me personally, but I don't blame you, because like we need people who are going to be on that end of it, making sure it's not completely out of control. Because if something was really, really, really out of control and you found it, you would be the one who finds it first, you know? So credit would have to be given to you and your people like you. But for right now, I think everything's okay. I think we're fine. I'm not worried about the chemtrails. I'm not worried about the Wi-Fi. I'm not even worried about the 5G. Not worried about the aluminum in the beer. We're just gonna have to tough it out. Tristan says he's not a Democrat. Neither am I. But the new Trump Patriot Party is going to be a thing. I also believe in the Constitution, although I believe it's been largely ignored. And we do have a right to risk getting sick. We have the right to assemble. I agree. I agree with these things. 1,000%. Like, think about this. We live in a world where it's legal. It's legal to skydive. It's legal to drive a boat across the ocean. It's legal to, go race car driving. What other dangerous things can you think of? It's legal to do all those things. But guess what? You have to wear a mask, otherwise you're going to jail. Because of safety? What? How does that make any sense? I was cracking up. In California, they arrested surfers in the ocean that were minding their own business. And they told them they were violating safety concerns and they weren't wearing masks in the ocean. And then you're telling me that not wearing a mask is more dangerous than surfing? Do you know how dangerous surfing is? Like, that's ridiculous. The surfing is going to hurt you way worse, most likely, than not wearing a stupid ass mask. Doesn't make any sense. Really organic, I will say this. I feel like, okay, first of all, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm born on the 4th of July. I'm a real American, a real proud American. July 4th, 1985. And I feel like I'm going to have to be with a patriotic woman. That's going to be my end game here on this planet. If I want to have a successful long-term relationship, it will have to be with a solidly patriotic woman. She will have to be a damn patriot. I've always been a born and raised patriot. 100%. Never been a doubt in my mind. I'll have to, let's see here. Ooh, prelims? Yeah, let me know what happens, S. Marcus. Let me know. Why is shopping at Walmart getting dangerous? Tristan, that working at Subway sounds brutal, but I have worked at Togo's, if you know what that is. California sandwich chain when I was in high school. And that was a really tough job, dude. I made sandwiches for like half the day, and then the other half of the day, I was scrubbing dishes and I was mopping the floor. And I was breaking down boxes. Like the worst jobs there. Horrible. Yeah, it's legal to smoke toxic chemicals, shove pieces of plastic up our booty holes. Legal to go in the women's restroom if you're a man, but you cannot breathe unobstructed. Exactly. I agree. I agree with you, Love is the only. Patriots get it, and other people don't. And, you know, here's another fun, interesting thing that I thought about. Okay, so obviously the election is over now. Joe Biden has won the election. The left, the Democrats got their way. Fine, right? We're not even talking about the what ifs and the maybes and what we think happened. All I'm saying is this, as a social thing, all of my liberal Democrat friends who are on board with all that stuff on the left, they're all friendly again. They're willing to talk to me and be friendly again with me. And I'm willing, and I was never not willing to be friendly with them. So it's weird how when these people don't get their way, they're completely angry and closed off. And when you know the right or the conservatives get their way, they're not angry at the left. Like, I never went anywhere. They came back to me. It's so weird to me. I'm willing to be friends with a liberal, whether I'm winning or whether I'm losing. It is what it is. Because that's how the Constitution works. That's how the Democratic Republic operates. You know, we vote people in. It's a majority thing, blah, 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 right? As long as things are fair, hopefully, which they never are. But as long as the system is done, or as long as the voting is done fairly. But again, back to my point is, those friends that were like ghosted me for months towards the end there, after the election, ghosted me, some of my best friends, all of a sudden when Joe Biden is confirmed the winner, they're all of a sudden they're chipper again, they're friendly again. It's pretty funny. Juicy. Who knows what the cost was to get rid of Trump. But yeah, I can't lie. I was following a lot of the conspiracy stuff towards the end there, leading up to the inauguration. And after that, I was just like, you know what? This is a joke, you know? I don't want to be involved in this process if this is how it's going to play out. It's not that I don't care, and it's not that I don't think the things matter or whatever. I'm not like depressed about it. I'm just thinking, if my vote and my voice is going to be taken away, then I need to focus on other things to protect myself and my family. I need to focus on, again, just double down on health, things I can control, making money, just all these other things that I can actually control, not worrying about this political system that's just completely out of my hands. And I honestly just would urge other people who are caught up in it to think the same way. People that are like depressed over the situation, or they're like, you know, whatever, that's not going to help you, because the winners will focus on winning. You need to adapt. If you're a freaking apex predator, if you're an alpha human being, you need to just adapt to the system. Play by their game. They don't play by the rules, so might as well adapt and play by their rules. Play by their game. Play it the way that they do. Health is wealth, but also cash is wealth too. Let's not forget, money does mean something. Any person who supports BLM, I got you, is literally a T and is dangerous to people around them. Well, you know, that they will always infight on their own. Just let them do that. They will infight on their own. It's just like the vegans, okay? Vegans are getting their way now, and yet there's more infighting with the vegans than ever. Why is that? It's because it's a corrupted, broken system to begin with. So now they can go deal with consuming and cannibalizing their own people, which is what the left is going to do. You're going to see that with the president and vice president very soon here. Keep Biden away from the kids. It's amazing to me that we can have a president that we can literally go online right now and watch their children do completely illicit acts. And you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about, you know, lighting up that pipe. And it ain't California homegrown, if you know what I'm saying. It's mind-blowing to me. That's absolutely mind-blowing to me. George is in Fiji sipping margaritas after his plastic surgery. Oh, don't get me started on that. See, that will get me in trouble, because that is, and they're very smart, these people that put on all this, these charades. Because, you know, I watch a lot of UFC and I watch a lot of MMA for years. And I know what a person looks like when they can't breathe because of a chokehold or whatever. It's very difficult to choke somebody out. We're talking about a professional fighter has difficulty choking somebody out when they're fighting against you. And we saw what happened there, and to my eyes, it did not really look like that. Now, we're going to see, because I know that the police officer who was responsible for that is going to be tried in March. So that'll be very interesting. I think he's going to go free. But let's say he goes free. Obviously, there's going to be probably more riots. But the thing is back when it went down, those riots weren't warranted in the first place, right? So like, it's been a whole year, and this guy ends up going free because that's what the evidence is going to show, most likely. That's my prediction. And so we basically had a year of nonsense, unjustified riots. The elite will still live their lifestyle and we all pay for it. That is 100% facts. The rich people don't change what they how they live, what they do. And that's why I'm saying we need to adapt to that. And we need to start playing that same exact game. You know? Because whining about it and trying to, how would you say? Whining about it, whining that they're cheating, whining about this, whining about that. That's all reactionary defensive mechanisms. They're the ones on offense. They're the ones throwing 10, 20 punches. And then you have the other side defending. But they're some of those punches are getting through, and they're advancing their system. They're advancing their ideology. And the right needs to adapt. The conservatives, whatever you want to call them, need to adapt. They need to play by the game of the left, in my opinion. They need to go on offense more. They need to do those things. And I'm not inciting anything here. I'm just saying that that's what the left does. Therefore, that's what people respond to. And yes, focus on economic freedom. Focus on health. Exactly. Yeah, if you don't worry about the government providing you with anything, you're basically just like, you guys are a waste of time. You guys aren't going to do anything for me anyways. And you have your own land. You have your own ways of creating food. You have your own ways of protecting yourself. You basically are your own economy within the bigger system. And that's how you should run it. That's what you should pursue. And see, Marcus, I'm all about trading as well. And, you know, to me, that will always be the truth in the end, is understanding the markets. Jesse Saunders says, you play that game, you become one of them. Yep. I'm saying to become one of them. That's what I'm saying. It's literally what I'm saying. And Shell says, don't buy their shit. Live simply and frugal. Well, a lot of us are already doing that. See, that's the other thing too, is what I learned working for corporate America is that if you have savings, see, they never want to pay you a lot. They don't want to help you get above and beyond. They don't want to give you financial freedom, because then you're not going to be reliant on that paycheck and work hard for that company. They want to see you spending. They want to see you in debt. They want to see you buying that house. They want to see you having all those kids. They want to see you doing all this stuff, because that means that you're going to need to stay there and you're going to have to work hard. You don't have another choice. But when you start talking about, I've got a bunch of money in savings, huh? My Bitcoin account is up 300%. And you're talking about all this stuff while you're walking around at work, they're not going to like that, because they know that you can step away from that job at any point. They fire you, you shrug your shoulders. You underperform, you don't really care, because you're actually providing for yourself outside of that. And that's the other thing too, is working for yourself and being an entrepreneur, you actually put a huge X on your back in the corporate world. If you show resilience on making your own type of income and all that stuff, you actually make yourself pretty much unemployable. Yeah, they want a slave to the system. That's how it works. The conservatives don't need to do anything because Trump is going to save the day. He really is still president and he's in a bunker in Texas. Okay. I know you're watching the Q forums. You're in deep over there. That's fine. Keep me updated. Keep me updated. I don't know if I believe all that. Tristan, I love it. And before we discover the rich are just regular boring people who do a little bit of coke. I know rich people that do a little bit of coke. And they're really rich too. This one guy's got some big car dealerships. Big cars. Multi-million-dollar cars. Any boss babes? Where the boss babes at? Let's get a show of hands from the boss babes in the chat. I agree. I think they're psyops too. I agree with that. I think it's just a big distraction. I could feel it. It's something that I knew all along. But I would get updates from people and I'd be like, okay, whatever. But pretty much everything they say has been wrong so far. So why are you buying into any of this? And they just never could. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that smart people get involved in that. It's like the littlest breadcrumb just keeps them tied on. As Marcus says, own land, own food, own property. That's right. 1,000%. Just like Bill Gates owns all the farmland in the United States.
Pretend I'm walking. Oh, that worked. That did it. So I can just sit here. Although that is like movement. I'm going to get tired like real quick.
Don't get tired real quick. Like, oh man. What is her name? I totally forgot. Simple Vegan. What's her name? It's been a while. Kristen says his clients are extremely rich. Well, what do you mean your clients? Give us a little bit more information. Oh, glass company. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know people in construction and, all the people that are like construction hasn't slowed down at all right now. People are spending tons of money on housing and building new houses and all that right now. So it's some people are taking advantage of this downturn right now. Yeah. As Marcus says, financial freedom is dangerous. They want people in debt because then they can be controlled. 100%. Unnatural Vegan. Sorry. Thanks, guys. Unnatural Vegan. Is she still making videos, by the way? What's the $2? What's the... see, I love...
And here comes a real steak. But just look at the texture of this thing.
John Venus says when he eats the fake steak. Thanks again, Marcus. You're just dropping the cash tonight. Might have to keep these beers flowing. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta drop the truth bombs. Try and keep it clean. Don't get myself banned. Don't get myself reported. But I do believe everything that I'm saying here right now regarding this information. Like when I got laid off from my last job, I had like 40 G's in the bank. Thanks for the sub and welcome to the Morg gang. And I wasn't too concerned. I was like, cool. I get to go move to Hawaii now. This is dope. I mean, I had a good job. I paid well. And I was working from home. It was amazing, actually. I would have kept that job for a long time. But pretty much everybody that I know that's been in like financially stable, financially secure positions with their companies, they've all had the rug pulled out from under them at some point. That's why I love trading, man. Trading, if you can somehow master trading and learn the markets and understand how to get in and get out and take your profits, I mean, you can be incredibly wealthy and really, really just set yourself up for life. All these super rich people that you don't even know their names that exist, that are just hundreds of millions or worth billions of dollars, a lot of these guys don't even own their own business. They're just people who got involved with investing and they just made millions and millions and millions of dollars. They didn't even create a product themselves or do anything. They just mastered this apparent art of trading the markets. The next best thing would be to have your own land, I think. Because then at least you're investing in, what are you going to call that? Not intellectual property, but physical property, like food property. And it's not that hard too, right? Right? A really organic, you can just grow cows, no problem. I know my buddy in Hawaii, Evan Rock, he's got cows now. Cows on the land. He's like, dude, it's so easy. You throw the cows out there, you get a couple chickens. He's like, we have a ton of food. Do some videos on trading. I'm not an expert. I've made money this past year. I've had a couple really, really good trades on the stock market, but I haven't been studying the stock market mainly. I've been more studying the currency market and the US and trading US oil futures. And I'm going to be getting involved in a paid group probably the next week or two. These guys out of Toronto. I don't know if anybody's heard of them, but it's called Trade Pro Academy. They seem like really good guys. And but yeah, the last year or so, you know, I probably made about 30% returns on my my account. And then my friend who's also into trading has done massive gains. Granted, a lot of it was on Tesla, but he put in like $45,000 or $50,000 into his account, and he's sitting at like $75,000 right now. So, I mean, he's materialized $30,000 in about 4 months from clicking some buttons on freaking Robinhood app. You know, it's pretty powerful if you think about that. He's made a minimum wage job. Somebody would have to work a whole year at minimum wage to make what he's made in 4 months clicking buttons on Robinhood app from his phone. I'm not saying that you're guaranteed those results, but if you apparently do your research and make your own good decisions, you can actually make some money. Pretty cool. Pam Popper's into rights and freedom. Interesting. I didn't know she was into that stuff. Honest, I mean, I think when it comes to using your free time smartly, you have to keep investing in knowledge and skills. Like, so I used to love playing video games. I've been a video gamer my whole life. But when I have the most amount of free time, like I'm not working or whatever, that's when I feel the most guilty for doing that type of an activity. Like if I was super busy and I was making a bunch of money and I was feeling very successful and I had a lot of things going on in that respect, then I could spend 2-3 hours a day gaming and I wouldn't even think twice about it. To me, that'd be like my private time. That's my wind down time. I deserve that. But when you're not having that kind of success, which I haven't had in the past couple of years, you need to work and get your skills up in some way. Like you can't just sit around and play video games or, you know, smoke weed all day or whatever people do. You know, you can't do that. Like there's no way I could do that. You have to keep investing in your skills and keep getting better some way. What does Evan do for money? You know what? It's a mystery to me sometimes, but he does well. I know that he owns some business buildings in Hawaii, and he's a great business guy. And he runs and operates a building in Hilo, and you can find this all public information online, called the Kaikoto Building. It's a historic building. They bought it for like $1.3 million, him and a business partner, and they renovated it, which took a ton of work. Evan is a hard worker, man. He works 24/7. He likes working. He's one of those guys. He will get in there with his own pens and help sand and paint and do whatever he needs to do all day long. and he'll go to bed tired and he'll wake up the next day and he'll do it again. So from that respect, he's a very hard worker. And so, yeah, so he bought that building with some loans or whatever, I don't know. And then they got a bunch of businesses to rent it out. So at one point, there was a really popular business in Hilo that was operating out of there that was making a bunch of money. And so, his thing is real estate. My thing is trading. Some other people's is creating their own business and selling a product. I tried that. I tried to make a vegan dating app. I spent a lot of money on that. I talked about it last week. I spent about $15,000 on that, maybe more. A bunch of my own time. And I got 10,000 people on there, but it wasn't enough to make money. So I learned a lesson there. Plus, I learned that I don't like doing social media stuff for that kind of a thing. I didn't like posting pictures and getting it all going and blah, blah, blah. So I'd rather have people do that, but I couldn't afford that. So. Gypsy used to flip land in LA. That's awesome. Hi, Alice. How you doing? Clown. I would say yes, I am a technical trader. At least that's what I've learned, and I've been doing that for like 8 years, but I would say that I'm not yet profitable. It's a grind to learn how to do that. People think it's easy. You just get a little indicator on your chart and you buy when it's green and you sell when it's red. That shit doesn't work. You need to really understand the market flow. You need to understand key levels on the graph. You need to be able to use a lot of tools to have some degree of certainty. And then it comes to the finite experience and finesse. CV increased your workload 500%. Virtual conferences, never done as good during CV. But if you had the choice, you would choose before. Yeah, business is going under is brutal right now. Luckily, people in my family that are working right now, their businesses are doing really well too. So it's crazy how some businesses do better and some businesses just are completely wiped off the face of the earth. Luckily, the people that I know that are close to me and my family, they're doing well. So, got lucky with that, I guess. But finding new work is tough, I would say, because people are gun shy on hiring. So that is it's a tough situation right now. Really Organic lives in Michigan. I never thought you would admit to where you lived. I really thought you lived in well, I guess that does make sense because you had a lot of snow in your videos. S. Marcus, people need to learn how to make money while not working. Yep. So how do you mainly trade, Marcus? Are you just throwing money? You're working and then you're putting money into the market and you're just buying up Bitcoin?
And here comes a real steak. But just look at the texture of this thing.
Don't have a channel anymore. Do you know what exactly it was that got you in trouble? Oh yeah. Oh sorry, I don't actually know who your governor is. I was thinking of the mayor of Chicago, not the governor of Michigan. Has anybody done any traveling in the past 6 months, 9 months? Because I went to Colorado in August, and actually, there's a good chance I may move to Colorado. Still kind of working that out with a friend right now. My friend who's a dentist. So it's possible. It's actually in the works. Gregory Manarino's trades. I'll check him out, man. Never heard of him. How does he trade? Why is that key? And why, if you lived in the US, why can't you trade it outside the US? Let's see. Let's see what'll. You can't fake the vax. It's so weird how you can't talk about vaccines. Why is that a thing? Freaking Beetlejuice. Oh, God. That is a terrible human being. If I may say so. Yeah, it's weird that you can't talk about that. Hey, bro, how's it going? Medical misinformation. Interesting. See, that's the other thing, too. It's you know, veganism 7 years ago would have been almost considered and classified as medical misinformation. But I bet you if you talk bad about veganism today, it's probably the opposite. I would guess if you go hard on veganism today, that you will be clapped for talking bad about medical truth or whatever you want to call it. Because of reasons. S. Marcus has some good advice for us all, aspiring traders. He says, trading takes a lot of time to learn. Take it slow, learn, use a small account of money to play with, and trade crypto. It's available 24/7, and the profit margins are way higher. But the profit margins being higher also has the potential to lose more, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Well, I know that Bitcoin and other cryptos is huge right now. If you guys follow Jason Pizzino, he's a good dude. I've had him on the channel before. He basically talks about all Bitcoin and crypto investing, and his account is up like 300-400% from last year. Crazy. Tristan, who are you talking about? Mika, in regards to that trading advice he had, he says the guy does swing trades on the futures. He's a very good trader. He's an Australian. Oh, you're in Australia. Gotcha. Okay, well, I'll check him out. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always picking up new people. I'm looking to get into futures, actually. I'm trading US oil on a short-term basis. I want to start grinding like scalps. I want to start grinding US oil scalps. That's basically what I'm trying to do right now. If anybody knows what that is. No, Jason Pizzino is not vegan. He cooks a lot of meat. He's like the meat guy in his group now. Kind of like me, basically. I'm like the designated chef. Now in my house, everybody wants my steaks. My sister and my mom last night, they wanted steaks. They bought filet mignon. I made him filet mignon last night. I cooked myself a T-bone. I'm going to make another T-bone tonight. So, it's good. It's good to be have a valuable skill like making meat. And yeah, as far in regards to traveling, like I've been seeing people going to Mexico a lot. They've been going to Tulum. Where else is available? Dubai's open. It's weird. There's like, God, I hope that's not the case, that only certain places in the world become like the traveling spots, you know, with these really heavy restrictions to enter. But with this whole global economy weird thing going on, I can see that becoming the way that they want to work it. It's like, hey, you know, there's going to be these designated spots to travel to in Mexico, in Europe, in Australia, and in Asia. And that's what you get. You know, you go there and that's it. That's bullshit. Drew, did your sister-in-law have another baby yet? Yeah, she did, actually. She just did. They have a 4-month-old, 5-month-old. And then the other baby's like 18 months old. They're like barely a year apart, the two babies. They're both super cute though. Young Ripa 59. Who's this? Let's check it out. Oh, he's got a huge channel. Oh, he's got the type of content to get me banned. But good for him.
No secret that the term fascism is borderline meaningless these days. And you know, there was a time when I had said that there pointing out these like examples of fascism. Let's say that, not just over the course of history, recent modern history, but like fairly recent history when you consider what the response was to COVID. Now, there are a lot of stupid people in this world. We know this. It's not a secret. It is, a lot of stupid people, and the internet certainly has exposed a lot of dumb people, okay? And I've documented how the COVID response has been a further creep into fascistic, or examples of rather fascistic forms of government. And the hilarious thing is that when Biden...
You know, I wonder, in terms of the people who watch my content, I wonder how many people are not happy about me talking about the leftist type stuff or whatever, because I try not to be super offensive about it. You know, I would hope that we have open-minded people that would want to engage in some kind of conversation here, but from everybody I see in the chat, it's pretty much everybody who agrees with me. So maybe we are in an echo chamber here, guys. I'm not really sure.
Does the same thing, right? The people who claim to be against fascists, the anti-fascists, as well as the people that would deem the orange man as a fascist, they either pass it or they don't understand what it is, so they can't identify it properly. Now, look, I have done several videos documenting the history of fascism. I did one recently. We did an entire episode of 4K.
Thank you.
Recently.
Really organic.
You can go check that out. I also did
okay, so what this guy's talking about, I can sum this video up in a couple seconds here. I can already tell. He's talking about, and I agree with him. He's talking about the people that are claiming fascism don't even know what it is, and I can agree with it because I've looked it up. I didn't even know what fascism, like everybody knows what fascism is from a peripheral perspective. I was like, okay, it's basically like communism, socialism, this type of thing, dictatorship basically. And so I looked it up. That's pretty much what it was. And I go, but that's not what they say. You know, it's funny because the people who are claiming the fascist stuff, they're the ones wearing the fascist uniforms, literally down to the boots. You know, it's so weird. Antifa rioted in Portland, Seattle, and Denver on Inauguration Day. They destroyed Portland. Yeah, I know. And they're gonna have to be dealt with by the current administration. So we'll see how they handle that. And you best believe they're not gonna be nice to them. And you guys realize that Antifa.org or .com or whatever, Antifa.com went to Biden's campaign fund for like 6 months straight. That's crazy. And nobody ever brought that up. I cannot believe like Trump didn't bring that up or other people didn't bring that up. Go to their website. That's all he needed to say. Go to Antifa.com. See what the website says. I can't believe he never said that. Oh man, the vaccine passports, that's going to be really sad, man. That's going to suck. That's really whack. Eric July is an anarchist like you. What does anarchy mean to the current people? What does that actually mean? Because I don't think people really want anarchy. You don't want no law at all. You need some rule of law. But you want as small of government as possible. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. The immunity passport. What a load of garbage. That is garbage. Because they've already even said that the freaking vaccine doesn't make you immune anyways. So how does the passport even do anything? Or what is it? How can you have an immunity passport when they say the vaccine doesn't even make you immune? Well, so Ii no Tana says their landlord just asked them to remove the "Where we go one, we go all" quote, which is interesting because I heard that's actually on John F. Kennedy's, like it's inscribed on his bell over his gravesite, his memorial site. Gypsy says they were a far left progressive. They voted Bernie, BLM protester, vegan. When I first started watching you, Drew, then because of COVID, I started going more right because I took the time to look into stuff. Isn't it amazing that people on the so-called left end up shifting more right once they look into stuff, but you really don't hear of anybody from the right sliding left? Isn't that weird? Like, you never hear of anybody being like, you know what, the left really nailed this one, and then they go left. I've been a conservative, you know, preservation of rights type person my whole life, and you know what, I'm going left on this one. You just don't hear people doing that. It's weird how it's only the other way. It's like one side wakes up and the other one, that's it. That's the right side is the end game, basically. But I get it because media is very powerful. We're dancing around topics here tonight. We're using very clever passive words, and yet this very peaceful chat could still get me demonetized for what we're saying tonight, and that's fine. It is what it is. But it's amazing how very closely all this is being watched online. And I do agree, Q is a psyop. Alex Jones called it a psyop. I like Alex Jones, and I trust Alex Jones way more than I trust any Q stuff. A lot of libertarians identify as anarchists. Yeah, I like the libertarian point of view, but in a world where two parties exist, pretty much are going to rule things. A vote for the Libertarian Party is a vote for. It basically is a vote for the left. It is what it is. Alex Jones is a psyop, a hilarious one though. Okay, he is hilarious. He may be a psyop, but Alex Jones, I think, has had some pretty good hits over the years. He's nailed some things. I think he had some of the best 9/11, digging from the get-go. He was one of the first ones that I watched, and I was like, you know what, this guy's making some sense here. Huh. Think Alex is controlled? I mean, he is rich, although he is kind of insulated in Texas, if you think about it. So, I'm wondering if he's able to maintain his, I guess you can call it purity, deep in Texas somehow, maybe. I don't know. Plenty of laws in anarchist society. Okay, so there is rule of law in a so-called anarchist society, but there's no ruler. So there would be no president, I guess, in an anarchist society. One says Alex Jones speaks from his heart. You can feel it. I agree. I agree with that. I think that Alex is too okay. So you can say Alex is crazy, and I would be like, okay, I believe you. That's fine. But I don't think he's controlled, and I don't think that he is purposely steering people on a path that would hurt us. Purposely, like he could be doing it on accident because he's crazy. But I think Alex is very smart, and I think he means what he says. So take that for what it's worth. Elon moved? I didn't know that. I think Elon's legit too, by the way. Spontaneous order. David Icke is control opposition. He was right about the PCR tests. Go watch him on London Real. Months ago, very beginning of COVID, he was on there talking about the PCR tests. He was 100% correct that those tests will inaccurately prove or show positive COVID results because of the way that they operate. He was right. He was the first major person saying that. And he got in a lot of trouble for it. I believe he got deplatformed off YouTube for it. All those London Real episodes were taken off. And he was right, man. And he was seen as a total kook. Ah, Elon got pissed at Gavin. Yep. Gavin's a problem. Gavin is definitely a problem. He's definitely part of the entrenched left. That's for sure. I believe the guy he replaced is a guy named Leland Yee. Sorry, Leland Yee was a senator. Leland Yee, you guys can look this up. This is a real situation. This guy got in trouble for taking campaign money from people related to the Taliban while he was selling them totally high-end military-grade weapons, like rocket launchers and shit like that. And this guy got totally busted for this. He accepted like $2 million. It was like a sting operation from the, I believe from the FBI or something like that. They totally busted this guy. He was one of the guys who got the bullet button on our AR-15s put onto the guns so that we couldn't, we basically have neutered rifles here. And yet here he is selling guns out of the back of his car basically to Taliban associates. Crazy. He's doing like 5 or 6 years. That's it. In jail. But he's in jail right now. 100% real. You can look it up. You think that Elon is one of the transhumanist technocrats trying to control us? Yeah, I could see him going that way. I could see him going the Bill Gates way. I could. He's capable of it. He's got the know-how. He's already proven to do really amazing things with Tesla as far as like business-wise and all that stuff. So it's possible. Well, guys, it's 6:40 p.m. here right now, and although the chat is brimming because we got it popping with this very controversial topics, and the viewers are up and everything else, I think we're going to call it a night while we still got some steam left in our tank. My voice is starting to give out. I can feel it. I was on Tristan's show for an hour earlier, plus another 2 hours and 45 minutes here. And I want to say thank you to you all for showing up. I love the chat. I really always appreciate that. As much as the money given. I really appreciate the money given. S. Marcus, big shout out to you and everybody else who donated tonight. And I'm going to leave this up in case anybody didn't see the full thing. Let people know that I'm back. I don't know what the next official stream will be. Bart has already hit me up. He wants to do something. Bobby has already hit me up. He wants to do something. Those are the boys, of course. And then we'll try and see who else we can get involved. Who else seems interesting? Guys, don't forget that I'm on Instagram on my private page at Drew Morg. If you have some ideas for me, go ahead and hit me up there and message me. Or, if you want to post something up in the comments, I always read every comment. I read every comment on YouTube. You could see that. And so, whatever sounds interesting, whatever seems like it's going to be a good topic to move this conversation forward. Like I said, as far as my stuff right now, my goals, my body, I'm eating 5 times a day. I've dropped the fasting. I'm eating some carbs. I'm pretty flexible with my diet right now. Digestion's amazing. Everything is on the up and up. We're killing it on the physical front. We weigh almost as much as we did pre-veganism. Things are looking very good. All right. I appreciate you guys all once again for showing up, and we are going to shut it down tonight. Appreciate it all. Love you guys. Peace.